Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Judge Tamika West Bernard. I will be presiding over your first appearance hearing for this morning. If you will raise your right hand so I can swear you in.
Buenos días a todos. Es la señora juez West Bernard que va a presidir sobre la audiencia de hoy. Si levantarían la mano para tomar el juramento, por favor.
Okay. Do you swear and affirm that the information and testimony, including the information provided on your court-appointed counsel form, is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
Juran y afirman que la información que van a presentar esta mañana, incluida la información en la solicitud para el abogado de oficio, es la verdad y toda la verdad.
Okay, you can put your hand down.
Ya puede bajar la mano.
Again, this is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Repito, esta es la comparecencia inicial en la sala menor del Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
We are not here to try your case or to take a plea.
No estamos aquí para enjuiciarlos, tampoco para aceptar una declaración a las acusaciones.
You are here for the court to inform you of the charges against you.
Estamos aquí para que les informen de las acusaciones en su contra.
Advise you of certain rights.
Para informarle de ciertos derechos.
Set bail on those offenses for which the court is authorized to set bail.
Imponerles fianza por los delitos los cuales tengo la autorización de imponer fianza.
Schedule a preliminary hearing on your behalf.
Programar su audiencia preliminar.
And to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney.
Y también para determinar si requieren la ayuda de un abogado.
You have the right to remain silent and say nothing.
Tienen derecho a permanecer callados sin decir nada.
But should you choose to give up this right,
pero si eligen renunciar a ese derecho,
anything that you say during these proceedings may be used against you if your case goes to trial.
Cualquier cosa que digan durante esta diligencia judicial se puede tomar en su contra si el caso procede a juicio.
During these proceedings and all other court proceedings,
durante esta diligencia judicial y cualquier otra audiencia,
you have the right to the presumption of innocence until the state proves your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Tiene derecho a ser presuntos inocentes hasta que el Estado pruebe su culpabilidad fuera de una duda razonable.
You have the right to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or accusation for misdemeanors.
Tiene derecho a una acusación formal por la mayoría de los delitos graves o a través del gran jurado o a través de una acusación normal cuando se trata de delitos menores.
You also have the right to a speedy and public trial by jury.
También tiene derecho a un juicio público y sin demora ante un jurado.
You have the right to see, hear, and cross-examine all witnesses who have been called to testify against you.
Tienen derecho a ver, a escuchar y a contrainterrogar los testigos convocados a declarar en su contra.
You have the right to compel the attendance of witnesses in your own behalf by subpoena.
Tiene derecho a obligar la presencia de testigos a su favor por medio de citatorio judicial.
You have the right to testify and offer other evidence in your own defense should you choose to do so.
Tienen derecho de declarar y presentar otras pruebas en su propia defensa si eligen hacerlo.
But should you choose not to do so, no presumption of your guilt may be raised.
Pero si eligen no hacerlo, no se puede tomar por sentado culpabilidad de su parte.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you.
Tiene derecho a un abogado para representarlo.
If you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, we will appoint an attorney to represent you.
Y si cumplen los criterios para un abogado de oficio, nombraré un abogado para representarle.
Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail pending prosecution of your case.
A algunos de ustedes se les permitirá depositar fianza sin restricciones durante el enjuiciamiento de su caso.
Which may be cash, commercial, or property.
Se puede depositar en efectivo a través de una agencia comercial de fianzas o utilizando un inmueble o propiedad.
If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the cash bond together with any applicable fees to the sheriff's office.
Si va a depositar su fianza en efectivo, alguien tendrá que entregar el total de la fianza más las tarifas asociadas en la oficina del sheriff.
Who will hold it until your final court date?
Ahí guardarán el dinero hasta su última cita judicial.
At which time the cash bond will be returned to the person who posted it.
Luego, en ese momento, se devolverá el dinero en efectivo de fianza a la misma persona que la depositó.
If you use a commercial bonding company approved by the sheriff,
Si va a usar una de las compañías comerciales de fianzas, tiene que ser una de las aprobadas por la oficina del sheriff.
someone would have to pay the company up to 15% of the total bond as their fee for their service.
Alguien tendría que pagar hasta un 15% de lo que es la fianza total como la tarifa de servicio a la compañía.
This fee will not be returned.
Esa tarifa no se devuelve.
Someone may post bond using their property if they have net equity in their property in an amount equal to 3 times the total amount of the bond.
Alguien puede utilizar su propia propiedad como la garantía de la fianza si tal propiedad cuenta en patrimonio neto por lo menos 3 veces lo que es el valor de la fianza.
Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to or around certain places.
Algunos de ustedes tendrán fianzas que conllevan condiciones especiales las cuales prohíben que tengan contacto con ciertas personas o que vayan a ciertos lugares.
This special condition will be provided on your bond order.
Las condiciones especiales de fianza se les va a proporcionar en la misma orden de fianza.
You will also be prohibited from calling or contacting the alleged victim while you're in jail, as well as a condition of your release.
También se le prohíbe llamar o contactar a la presunta víctima mientras están detenidos en la cárcel y será una condición de salir provisionalmente de la cárcel.
Should you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you will not be entitled to another bond while awaiting trial.
Si incumple esa condición judicial, su fianza quedará revocada y no tendrá derecho a otra fianza mientras está esperando la resolución de su caso.
An additional charge of aggravated stalking,
Una acusación adicional de hostigamiento con agravantes,
influence of witnesses, or other charges as the law may provide could be brought against you.
de influenciar al testigo o otras acusaciones, según dispone la ley, se puede formular en su contra,
For which you could be sentenced up to 10 years in prison and fined up to $20,000.
por los cuales se le puede imponer una condena de hasta 10 años de prisión o una multa de $20,000.
For family members who will assist you in posting bond,
Para los familiares que le van a ayudar a depositar la fianza,
they will be provided with information of your bond amount after we have concluded the first appearance calendar for this morning.
se les va a informar de la información de la cantidad de la fianza una vez que hayamos concluido la audiencia de hoy.
If a family member is an alleged victim on the warrant and there's a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member, he or she will not be allowed to post bond on your behalf.
Si un familiar suyo figura en la orden de arresto como la presunta víctima y existe una condición especial de ningún contacto entre usted y a esa persona no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza por usted.
Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail.
Algunos de ustedes tienen acusaciones las cuales no tengo la autorización de imponerle fianza en este momento.
In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a superior court judge, and you will be informed of that date during your first appearance hearing.
Si ese es su caso, una audiencia para determinar la fianza se programará ante un juez de la sala superior y durante esa audiencia se le va a informar de la fecha.
Secondly, if a family member is a victim on the warrant and there's a special condition that you're to have no contact with that family member, he or she will not be allowed to post a bond.
Además, si un familiar suyo aparece en la orden de aprehensión como la víctima o la presunta víctima en el caso, y existe una orden que prohíbe contacto entre usted y la víctima, a esa persona no se le va a permitir pagar la fianza por usted.
If you're currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set your bond.
Si actualmente está cumpliendo una condena de libertad condicional, o sea, de probation, no tengo la autorización de imponerle fianza en este momento.
Your bond can be reconsidered after your probation officer has an opportunity to determine if they wish to file a warrant for violation of your probation.
Puede haber una reconsideración de la fianza una vez que su agente de libertad condicional ha tenido la oportunidad de decidir si va a emitir una orden de aprehensión por incumplimiento de sus normas de libertad condicional.
During your first appearance, you will be provided with your first court date, which is called your preliminary hearing.
Durante esta comparecencia inicial, le voy a informar de su primera audiencia, que se llama la audiencia preliminar.
The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine if there is enough evidence or probable cause to justify keeping you detained until such time as your case goes to trial.
El propósito de la audiencia preliminar es para determinar si existen suficientes indicios, es decir, motivo fundado para mantenerlos detenidos hasta que el caso vaya a juicio.
For those of you charged with misdemeanors only,
para ustedes que solamente tienen infracciones menores o delitos menores,
you will have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
Tendrán la opción a renunciar a la audiencia preliminar.
Waiving your preliminary hearing will not affect your right to post bond or your right to have an attorney represent you.
Renunciar a la audiencia preliminar no le afectará para depositar fianza y salir o para tener un abogado para representarlo.
Or your right to a jury trial.
Tampoco le afectará en su derecho a un juicio por jurado.
If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived and you will be mailed a notice of when to appear in state court for your arraignment.
Si depositan fianza, entonces la audiencia preliminar quedará renunciada automáticamente y recibirá notificación por correo sobre la fecha de su instrucción de cargos en la sala estatal.
If you cannot post bond, you may waive your preliminary hearing and be taken before a state court judge.
Si no puede depositar la fianza, puede renunciar a la audiencia preliminar para tener una audiencia ante un juez de la sala estatal.
At which time, if you plead guilty, you will be sentenced.
Y en esa audiencia, si se declara culpable, le impondrá la condena.
If you plead not guilty, a trial will be scheduled on your behalf.
Si se declara no culpable, se programará un juicio para usted.
If you choose to have a misdemeanor preliminary hearing, your hearing will be scheduled for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Si eligen tener la audiencia preliminar sobre sus acusaciones menores o sobre los delitos menores que se le impute, estará programada para el 11 de abril 2023 a las 8:30 por medio de Zoom.
For those of you charged with felony offenses, you will not have the option of waiving your preliminary hearing.
Para ustedes que se encuentran acusados de delitos graves, no tendrán esa opción a renunciar a la audiencia preliminar.
Your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Su audiencia preliminar se programa para el 10 de abril 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana por medio de Zoom.
Okay, that will conclude my opening remarks. At this time, I will move forward with the first appearance for each inmate. I will take the males first, specifically the one requiring an interpreter, and then we'll move to the females.
Así se concluyen mis comentarios iniciales y vamos a empezar individualmente con la comparecencia inicial para cada detenido.
Sorry, I was having some technical difficulties here.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, the interpreter did not hear what you just said. Could you repeat that, please?
Yes, I was having some technical difficulties with my camera, but it appears to be working now.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you ask him to state his full name?
Señor, buenos días. Diga su nombre completo, por favor.
Rolando Ponce.
Rolando Ponce.
Sir, you've been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault.
Señora, a usted se le imputa un delito de agresión con agravantes.
Because of the nature of the charge, there is a no bond.
Por la naturaleza de esta acusación, no se le ha impuesto fianza.
Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond? And specifically, you've been charged with aggravated assault by strangulation.
Entiende, señor, lo que es la acusación y que no tiene fianza, y específicamente se le acusa de agresión con agravantes por medio de estrangulación.
¿Puedo hablar?
May I speak?
Yes.
Sí, señor.
Yo no traté de hacer eso. El policía estuvo como 3 horas, decía como está bien todo. Y después volvía en media hora y decía, no, está bien. Fueron 3 veces que dijo que todo estaba bien. Hasta la 4ª vez dice, no, dice, tienes que ir a la cárcel.
I didn't try to do that. The police, for 3 hours, they said everything was fine. They went 3 times, and then the 4th time they said it was, 3 times they said it was fine, and then on the 4th, and they said, no, you have to go to jail.
Okay, so please let him know that we're not here to try his case today.
Bueno, señor. En ese momento no estamos acá para enjuiciar el caso.
His first court date will be April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m.
Su primera audiencia será el 10 de abril 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Hoy
That will be for his preliminary hearing.
Y eso sería su audiencia preliminar, señor.
¿Y puedo hablar?
May I speak?
Just one more minute.
Un momentico, señor.
Secondly, your bond hearing is scheduled for April the 14th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom.
Y su audiencia para la determinación de su fianza se programa para el 14 de abril 2023 a las 8:30 de la mañana por medio de Zoom.
Okay, can you ask him if he needs a court-appointed attorney?
Señor, ¿necesita usted un abogado de oficio?
Yo tengo un caso porque ella es bipolar y ya tiene como 12 años maltratándome a mí. Yo tengo un abogado que tengo pruebas de que ella siempre me ha pegado, más que yo tenía vergüenza de siempre decir lo que le estoy diciendo ahorita.
I have a case that the thing is she's bipolar and she's always been hitting me. And so I have a case with proof with an attorney of what's been going on for all that time. It's just that I've been ashamed to say what I'm saying now.
Ella tiene bipolaridad y yo soy encargado de que se ponga una inyección cada mes, pero ella todos los días toma y la inyección no le ayuda en nada.
So
Incluso
she has bipolar disorder and I am in charge of making sure she receives an injection once a month, but she is always drinking. And so her bipolar injection does not have effect.
Okay, so let him know. So let him know that that's information he can give his attorney for his defense. But right now, I need to know if he needs an attorney.
Muy bien, señor. Todo eso es información que usted puede dar a su abogado para su defensa. Pero por el momento necesito saber si usted necesita un abogado.
Pues no sé si yo no quería hacer esto porque tengo 3 hijos y incluso ella depende de mí. Ella no puede trabajar, tiene miedo, no le gusta hacer nada. Los niños ahorita se van a quedar descuidados porque ya no le gusta levantarse temprano. Nunca le hago nada, yo pago todo.
So I didn't want to do this, because I have 3 children and she depends on me and she doesn't work. She's afraid to do things. She doesn't like to do anything. She doesn't like to get up early. And now the children will not be cared for because I'm the one pays for everything.
Okay, can you ask him if he has a job?
Señor, ¿tiene usted trabajo?
Yo tengo trabajo, pero lo perdí hoy porque, como les digo, el policía, él decía y hacía a mis niños llorar, me dejó 2 veces que me metiera a la casa y yo ya estaba dormido y me decía, no, todo está bien, y después a la media hora otra vez venía, todo está bien. Hizo eso 3 veces y mis niños lloraron 3 veces y chequeó a mi esposa y mi esposa no tenía nada.
Okay. So, the police came and they let me go into the house. She was asleep and my children were there. They came.
Okay, so let me stop you, Ms. Stokes. Can you let him know that I just need to know if he has a job to see if he will qualify for a court-appointed attorney?
Okay. Señor, lo único, perdón que le interrumpa, pero solamente necesito saber si usted tiene trabajo para poder nombrarle un abogado de oficio. And I'm sorry, Your Honor, the interpreter left out a portion when she was trying to interpret it a little while ago. The defendant did mention that he has a job, but he lost it today. And then
Okay.
he went on to say other things.
Okay, no problem. So let him know that since he lost his job, I will appoint an attorney to represent him, and that will conclude his first appearance hearing for today.
Muy bien, señor. Como usted dice que ha perdido su trabajo, voy a nombrar un abogado de oficio para representarle. Y su audiencia de hoy, esta comparecencia inicial, se ha concluido. Gracias.
Okay, please let him know to have a nice day.
Que tenga un lindo día, señor.
Okay, state your full name for me, sir.
Bradley Glenn Cost.
Okay, Mr. Cost, you've been charged with 1 count of simple assault. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as the bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor,
Yes, yes, sir.
that's all the people we need for a translator.
Okay, oh, yes, you're right, correct. Ms. Toles, so
Yes, Your Honor.
I was remiss in not releasing you. We have no other inmates that need an interpreter, so you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay, thank you. You said you can't make bond, sir, correct?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar until I talk to counsel.
Okay, no problem. And it looks like you refused to complete the court-appointed,
I have the means for attorney. My brother is also a resident of Georgia, and he's supposed to be here now with either bond or attorney.
okay, so you're gonna hire your own attorney?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to just see if you want to put one in place just in case, or you feel confident that you can afford an attorney?
I feel confident that I can afford an attorney.
Okay, okay. Well, that will conclude your first appearance hearing for today. Thank you.
The Dillard.
Okay, sir, please state your full name for me.
Right, Dillard.
Dilly, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is use of possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount is $1,000. The third offense is giving a false name, address, or date of birth to a law enforcement official. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $3,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond? You don't know?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can, okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
On the calendar.
And then you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel. Based upon your application, you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, no, no.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Great. Yeah, back to 7. Nowhere to go. Yeah.
Okay, sir, please give me your full name.
No, Green.
Okay, so you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is sexual battery. Your bond amount is $10,000. The second offense is simple battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. And then the third offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $15,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond,
Yes,
sir?
ma'am.
You
Yes.
can? Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
What does waive do?
Just means that it's not necessary. So the purpose of preliminary hearing is to determine if there's sufficient evidence to continue to keep you in jail. But if you waive it, if you bond out, then it's automatically waived.
Okay, I just try to bond out.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you refuse to complete the court-appointed form. Do you not need a court-appointed attorney, sir?
Nah. No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, do you want to have one in place just in case? I only have to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you would qualify based on your unemployment status. So I will approve your application. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, sir, give me your full name.
Robert Earl John.
Okay, so you said Robert Earl.
Yeah, Lidy John.
Okay. Spell your last name for me.
Lidy.
Okay. So you've been charged with 1 count of simple assault. Your bond amount is $3,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you make bond?
Yes.
Okay. If you can make bond, you will have a no violent contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Cassania Yvette Harvey. Do you recognize that name?
Yes.
Okay, that means you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by telephone, through a third person. No text messaging, no contact through social media. And you also must stay away from the alleged victim home and workplace. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, you also cannot violate any laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
Keep it on there.
Okay. And you completed a request for court-appointed counsel, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney. So I will approve an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. And then real quickly, I'll need Mr. Green, Melvin Green back.
Okay, I'll go grab him real quick.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Cedarius Johnson.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, you've been charged with 1 count of giving a false name, address, or date of birth to a law enforcement officer. Your bond amount is $1,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the court calendar.
Okay. And then you did complete a request for court-appointed counsel and you would qualify, so I'm going to approve your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Major.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Damian Major.
Mr. Major, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is obstructing or hindering or preventing someone from making an emergency telephone call. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is criminal damage in the second degree. Your bond amount is $3,000. The third offense, family violence batteries. Second offense, your bond amount is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the victim by the name of Trishonda Smith. That's your wife, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so because she's the alleged victim, there's a no contact, which means you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by telephone. You cannot contact her through a third party, through social media, through text message. You cannot go to her home and workplace. Do you currently reside with Ms. Smith?
Actually, I left, so no, ma'am.
Okay, well, just know that that means you're not allowed to reside together. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you completed an application for court-appointed counsel, or oh no, you did not complete. You refused as well. Do you not need a court-appointed attorney, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you don't? You're gonna hire your own?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you certain you don't you have the means to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'm gonna put hire on counsel. Do you have any questions?
Where's my bond amount again?
So
Total?
your bond amount is the individual amount is $3,000 for the obstruction, $3,000 for the criminal damage, and $5,000 for the battery. So that's a total of $8,000.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions?
Ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have Mr. Melvin Green.
Okay,
Again.
Mr. Green, I was remiss in not informing you of the conditions of your bond. If you are able to make bond, there's a no contact against the alleged victimism case by the name of Stephanie Knight and Lamar Knight Jr. You must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by text message, by pager, through social media, by telephone. You cannot contact them through a third person, and you cannot go to their home or workplace. You understand that? Also, you're not to return to the premises located at 525 Museum Circle, Jonesboro, Georgia 30236, since that was the incident location. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so is that your primary residence?
In the area it is, I mean, not that house no more, but like somewhere in there.
Okay. Well, just know you can't return to that premises while you're out on bond. Okay, and then you cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I just want to make sure you understood the conditions of your bond.
Can you repeat to me the number of my bond again?
The total?
Yeah.
So the total is 5,000. So I mean 15,000. So that's 10 for the sexual battery, 3 for the simple battery, and 2 for the criminal trespass.
I mean, I gotta think. I think I got it. I think I got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Morton.
Good morning, Mr. Morton. Can you state your full name for me?
Very good morning, second.
Okay, sir, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is disorderly conduct. Your bond amount is $1,500. Therefore, your total bond is $3,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
No.
Okay. What don't you understand about the charges?
I shouldn't be getting those charges.
Okay, I understand. We're not here to try your case today. I just want to make sure you understand what you've been charged with, which is criminal trespass, which means they say that you were not allowed to be at the incident location. So the incident location is the 6000 North Terminal Parkway, Atlanta Airport. Because they gave you a criminal trespass warning, sir, I am prohibiting you from going back to the location while you're out on bond. And then thirdly, you're not to violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, okay, so let me be clear.
They already had harassed me.
I understand, sir, but I just need to make sure that you understand that you're because okay, well, you can disagree, but don't say you don't understand. You understand when I say don't go back there. Do you not understand that? Okay, so again, if you're not, then we need to order the evaluation. If you say you don't understand, don't go back there. Okay. Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Okay.
Do you understand? It is April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. That's your next court date. That's your preliminary hearing.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
then-
I can be in town.
Okay, well, sir, you'll have to make arrangements. Lastly, I have approved the court-appointed attorney to represent you, sir. Okay, so that will conclude your first appearance hearing for today since you're being disrespectful. Have a nice day. Have a nice day, sir. Have a nice day.
I'm trying to talk to her, bro. She done off the stand. I'm disrespecting a real boss, man. Disrespect me, bro. Disrespect me out
Okay, state your full name for me. Sir, state your full name for me. Okay, Mr. McKinney, you've been charged with 1 count of criminal damage in the 2nd degree. Because you're currently on active probation, I'm not authorized to set bond for you today. Do you understand the charge as well as the no bond?
Probation, I ain't on no probation.
According to the your criminal history, sir, it appears that you were on probation. You were sentenced to probation on April the 4th, 2022 for 12 months for a charge of battery.
No, that's over. They already took that out. They dismissed it. I mean,
Okay.
I can't down her.
Okay, well, let me finish, sir. Well, according to your criminal history, though, you're on active probation, so that would not expire until April 4th of this year. Okay, that's 12. So it's 12 months out. So again, today is March 13th. So again, because you're on active probation, I'm not authorized to set bond for you today. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. And then your bond hearing will be April the 14th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand those 2 different hearing dates, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Can I ask one more question, please?
Yes.
Okay,
Go ahead.
If I was on probation from April the 4th and last year to April the 4th this year, how did I make bond in November?
Well, I don't know, sir. Maybe they didn't review your criminal history stuff, but I reviewed it and I'm not allowed to because you've been charged. Were you charged with a misdemeanor in your last case?
No, I was charged with a felony, possession of firearm.
Okay, because generally if you're charged with a misdemeanor, then you would still get probation if it's not involving a crime of violence. But because you've been charged with a felony here, because criminal damage in the 2nd degree is a felony. You understand that? It's based on the amount. So because according to the warrant, it is exceeded $500 or more is considered to be a felony. And so because you've been charged with a felony and you're already on probation, no matter what it is, then I'm not authorized. So we have to give the probation officer an opportunity to see if they're going to revoke your probation. If you say you're not on probation, then you can speak to your attorney about what is being reflected in the GCIS records. And so I have approved an attorney to represent you at this point because your employment status. So you can share that information with your attorney to let them know that it's still have you on probation in the GCIS system. You understand that? Okay, so I've approved your court appointment. Have a nice day.
Mr. Miles.
Okay, sir, state your full name for me.
Chico Miles.
Okay, 1 minute. Mr. Miles, you've been charged with 6 offenses. So I'm going to read each offense and then give you the bond amount. So your first offense is violation, first count of and I'll just tell you, there appears to be 4 separate counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. So for the first violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, Schedule 1 violation, the bond amount is $4,000. For the second offense, a violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, with intent to manufacture, distribute, administer, your bond amount is $4,000. For the third count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, your bond amount is $4,000. That's under Schedule 2. The fourth offense, violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, to manufacture, sell, or distribute or deliver, your bond amount is $4,000. The fifth offense, loitering or prowling, your bond amount is $1,000. The final offense of having dangerous drugs in an improper container, your bond amount is $1,000. So therefore, your total bond is $18,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
I don't know, I'll try.
Okay, I said your preliminary hearing for April the 10th, 2023 at 8:38 a.m. You understand that's your next court date, sir?
They can use break up.
I'm sorry, your next court date is going to be April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I have approved an attorney to represent you based on your application. Do you have any questions? Okay, thank you.
Mr. Diego Patino. These intake medical. No, that's these two, right? He's next and then Shell's last.
Okay, state your full name for me.
Diego Patino.
So you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is driving with no license. Your bond amount is $1,000. The second offense is driving with tinted windows in violation of Georgia law. The bond amount is $500. Your fourth offense, violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, Schedule 1, your bond amount is $4,000. The fifth offense, use or possession of drug-related items, your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $6,500. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand the next, your next court date?
You said when?
April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m.
All right.
And that'll be via Zoom.
All right. Can you repeat how much it was in total? You said 6,000?
6,500.
All right.
Okay, and then I will approve an attorney to represent you based on your application for court-appointed counsel. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Mr. Reed? You're up.
Okay, good morning, Mr. Reed. How are you doing?
Doing.
Okay, this is your first appearance hearing for today. You've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is use or possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount is $1,000. The second offense is theft by shoplifting. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $3,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, I do.
Can you make bond?
No, I can't.
Okay. I've scheduled your next hearing date, your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and then you were unable to complete the court-appointed counsel form. Do you currently have a job?
No, I don't. I have a full body muscle disease. I can't work.
Okay, I understand, sir. So based on your unemployment status, I will go ahead and approve an attorney to represent you. You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Shields, you left.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Shields. How are you doing?
Well, and yourself?
Very well. You've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is DUI. Second offense, your bond amount is $4,000. The second offense is driving a motorcycle without a license. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
I've never had a DUI.
Okay, well, they have it as a second offense, but I did look in your criminal here, so it didn't appear that I saw a DUI. That's why your bond is only $4,000. Okay. If it was a second offense, it would be much higher. You understand that? You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
Yeah.
Do you want to waive it or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay. And then you did not complete a court-appointed counsel form. Let's see here. Oh, did you? Can you make bond, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And can you give me an average of your monthly wages?
My monthly wages,
Yes, sir.
roughly anywhere between 10 to 15,000.
A month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that means you will have to, you don't qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you'll have to hire your own attorney. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No. Can I bond myself out with my items?
You have to talk to the sheriff office about that, but your bond amount total is $5,000, okay?
Okay.
All right, Your Honor, that's all the mails.
Okay, thank you.
Good one.
You too. Okay, state your full name for me. I'm sorry, deputies, it's on mute. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, ma'am. State your full name for me. Okay, and spell your first name for me.
J-A-I.
Okay, great. You've been charged with 1 count of aggravated battery. Your bond amount is $8,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Aye.
Okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Javier Jackson. That means you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by text message, by social media, by telephone, or through a third person, or you can't go to Mr. Jackson's home or workplace. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, secondly, because the incident occurred at 1048-A153 Flat Shoals Road, Clayton County, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
No.
Okay. Also, you're not to violate any laws while out on bond. You understand that?
You said anyway.
You're not to violate any other laws while out on bond?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that's your next court date?
April 10th?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then based on your application, you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I have approved an attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. 8's. Johnny Bates.
Ms. Bates, you've been charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. Your bond amount is $20,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes.
Okay, can you make bond? You say yes, okay. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim by the name of Teresa Kane. Do you recognize that name? Okay. That means you must stay away, absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by telephone, by text message, by social media. You cannot use a third person to contact the alleged victim, and then you must stay away from the victim's home and workplace. You understand that?
Yes, and I have a question.
Okay, well, let me finish and I'll allow you to ask your questions. Secondly, because the incident occurred at 2938 Summer Court Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia, 30236, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Yes, but he doesn't live there. He lives on base. He lives on his military base.
He lives on his military base?
Yes, in Fort Benning. He does not live with me. Well, his name is on the lease, but he doesn't live with me.
Okay, well, according to the warrant, I'm looking at it says y'all reside together.
That's because his name is on the lease. He lives on his base though.
Okay, now you understand that you're under oath?
Yes.
Okay, the only reason I asked that is because if I remove that condition on your bond order, then I'm going on what you're telling me today. You understand that?
Honest to God, he does not live with me. He lives on base. His name is just on my lease because his name is on my lease.
Okay, well, if he returns to that location to reside there, that means you will have to leave. Do you understand that? Okay, now if it's the case that he returns and you have contact with him, that's going to violate the conditions of your release. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, I schedule your preliminary hearing for April the 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You understand that's your next court date?
April the 10th at 8:30?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I've approved your application. Do you have any questions? Any more questions?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Attorney Shabar.
Hey, Ms. Burl, you've been charged with one offense of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount? You say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I schedule your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar? I can't hear you.
You can keep it on the calendar.
Okay. And then you would qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I've approved your application. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, state your full name for me.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Tina Cunningham.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Cunningham. You've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is the charge of battery. Your bond amount is $4,000. The second offense is disorderly conduct. Your bond amount is $1,500. The third offense is cruelty to children in the second degree. Your bond amount is $3,500. Therefore, your total bond is $9,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount? Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing. Oh, sorry. If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition, you're to have no violent contact with the alleged victim in the case, which is your son. What's your son's name?
His name is Nazir Cunningham.
Okay, spell Nazir for me.
Nazir.
And Cunningham is just like your last name, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So because he's the alleged victim in the case, I'm not going to say no contact. I'm going to say no violent contact. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. I understand what you're saying.
Okay. And then you also understand that you can't violate any other laws while out on bond.
Oh, yes, ma'am. You got it.
Okay. Okay, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the calendar?
Keep it in there.
Okay. And then if you did complete an application for court-appointed counsel, I have approved that request based upon your application. Do you have any questions?
Thank you very much.
Okay, good luck, Ms. Cunningham.
Oh, really? Get that field.
Okay. You've been charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am. I have a question. Will I be able to pay that myself, or I have to have?
We have to see what arrangement the sheriff's office would allow you to make on your own, okay?
Okay.
I scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. You want to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
You can keep it on the calendar.
Okay. And then it does appear that you will qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I have approved your application. Do you have any other questions? Okay, thank you. You too.
Ashley.
Gibson, you said Gibson? Ms. Gibson, you've been charged with 1 offense of driving under the influence. Your bond amount is $5,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. You understand that that's your next court date?
Yes, ma'am.
And I have also approved your application for court-appointed counsel. Do you have any questions? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ladies, keep it down. Ladies, keep it down.
Terry Jones.
Ms. Jones, you've been charged with 2 offenses. The first offense is battery, simple battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond?
Yes, ma'am.
If you can make bond, there will be special conditions included on your bond order. The first condition is you're to have no contact with the alleged victim in the case by the name of Q-Land McGill. Do you recognize that name?
Yes, ma'am.
That means you must stay away absolutely, directly, indirectly, by mail, by email, by pager, by social media, by text message, by telephone. You can't use a third person to contact the alleged victim, and you must stay away from their home and workplace. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Secondly, because the incident occurred at Valley Hill Road / Easy Street, Riverdale, Georgia, you're not to return to that location while you're out on bond. Is that your primary residence?
Ma'am, it is not.
Okay. And then you also cannot violate any other laws while out on bond. You understand the conditions of your bond?
I do.
Secondly, I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April the 11th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
Keep it on the calendar.
Okay. And then I have approved, let's see, based on your application, you do not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have to hire your own. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your full name for me. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Can you speak up?
Brianna Neighbors.
Okay, Ms. Neighbors, you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense was possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount is $1,500. The second offense is use or possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount is $1,000. The third offense is driving on a suspended or revoked license. Your bond amount is $1,500. The fourth offense is driving without insurance. Your bond amount is $1,000. Therefore, your total bond is $5,000. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amount?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you make bond? You say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April 11, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing?
I don't know what that means.
Wait, so, well, if you're unclear, then I will leave it on the court's calendar. But the purpose of preliminary hearing is to see if it's enough evidence to continue to detain you in jail. But if you bond out, it will automatically be waived. You understand that? Okay. You want to leave it on the court's calendar?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Secondly, it does appear, let's see here, that you do qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I've approved your application. Do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
So now you move to?
Ms. Newton, you've been charged with 3 offenses. The first offense is simple battery. Your bond amount is $3,000. The second offense is simple battery. It appears to be a second victim in a case. Your bond amount is $3,000. The third offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you understand the charge as well as your bond amounts? You understand? Okay, so your total bond is going to be $7,500. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I've scheduled your preliminary hearing for April 11, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. Would you like to waive your preliminary hearing or keep it on the court's calendar?
It is Zoom.
It's via Zoom.
Yes, ma'am. Keep it on.
And did you say you could make bond?
Yes, ma'am. You said 7?
7,500.
Yes, ma'am.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 7,500.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And then you did qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I've approved an attorney to represent you.
Please.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Judge,
Yes,
that
Yes, ma'am.
warrant ending in 5144, it's simple battery,
yes, they had it as
aggravated?
yeah, aggravated battery. No, it's simple battery on the warrant.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, I believe we have one more inmate, deputies.
She's right here, Miss Scott. State your first and last name, ma'am.
Scott. Okay, Ms. Scott, I need you to stand straight up here. Okay, pay attention. So you've been charged with 4 offenses. The first offense is criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. The second offense is burglary. Your bond amount is $25,000. The third offense is use or possession of drug-related items. Your bond amount is $1,000. The fourth offense is crossing the guard lines. Your bond amount is $4,000. Therefore, your total bond is $32,000. Do you understand the charges as well as your bond amount?
32,000.
32,000, yes.
If I talk to my lawyer and I regularly charge drop, then I can get, just get drop it and I can get out.
No, sir, that's your bond. I've told you your charge, that's your bond amount. I've scheduled a preliminary hearing for April 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. So April 10th, 2023 is gonna be your next court date. You understand that? Yes, your preliminary hearing will be scheduled for April 10th, 2023 at 8:30 a.m. via Zoom. So that'll be your next court date.
Okay.
And it does appear that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney, so I have approved an attorney to represent you. You understand that? Okay, thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, thank you.